I have a question for you. How much would it take for you to give up on your dreams and put aside your ambitions? 20, 25, 30 grand? It's a choice that every creator, every person, anybody has to go through at some point in their life. But in the meantime, I'm just going to walk around the streets of London taking some nice street photographs in this cold, wet, dreary town. Come along with me. Hello and welcome back to another video. It's so nice to have you all here. Thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail. So, welcome to a wet, dull, dreary, not necessarily cold, but welcome to London on February. It's not the most ideal place or conditions to take photographs today, but because the floor's nice and wet and a lot of the pavements around the city are quite sort of smooth and shiny, there's some great reflection shots to be had, which I will probably show you throughout this video. But I'm not necessarily here to talk to you about street photography. I'm not necessarily here to sort of like be another one of those videos where, oh, this is what you need to do, this is the gear that you need. I wanted to discuss something which I've sort of read over the last week or so. Now, many of us are privileged enough to go on to further education, to try to learn and experience and pursue a certain career that we all want to do and process. Now, 70% of students who leave university or college don't go straight into their chosen career, the thing that they have spent the last 4 or 5 years studying on, because once they stop with their studies, the real world takes over. You might have to move out of your student accommodation, and all of a sudden you've got real rent to pay, and you've got council tax to pay, and all of a sudden these fantastic bills that you just never knew existed now exist in your life, and you've now got to find a way to afford them. So what generally happens? Someone comes up to you and goes, I will offer you 20, 30,000 pounds to come and work for me, to do the same thing every single day, and to work to my time frame. Is this story starting to sound a little bit familiar? Because it's definitely happened to me, and I'm pretty sure it's happened to many other creators, and not necessarily just creators, but anybody who wants to sort of pursue their own career or be their own boss. Because let's face it, what is the price? What is the price that would make you put your ambitions to one side? If you could afford to live comfortably, to pay your rent, to pay your bills. Now, we don't necessarily go into this deliberately. It all sort of happens by accident. The pub that you were working in has probably offered you a full-time role, and all of a sudden you're a pub manager and you've got those responsibilities, and the sirens are going off, the troubles and tribulations of vlogging in a city. It happened to me. I became a pub manager. I bought a bar. I became an events manager for many, many years. And I only started doing this on the sides because I had to pay to live. And it's sort of like, it takes an awful lot of effort to stop, sit down and go, no, I want to pursue what I want to pursue. Be it photography, acting, race car driving, all these sort of careers, you know, studies of rocks and dirt and pigeons, I don't know, anything you want to do, but necessarily can't do straight off the bat the second you leave your further education. But as you can see, I'm pretty much in the heart of the sort of financial district of London, lots of sirens, and I'm here to capture the wonderful people and spaces that live and operate around here. So let's reconnect after this short burst of photos. So the good news is the rain has definitely completely stopped. The bad news is that a lot of the light has disappeared, so the photographs have become very sort of like dull, and I've definitely overdone the sort of reflection shots in this little walk as well, even though I've got a little bit bored of them. But let's go on this thing. Now, I can only talk on behalf as a creator, somebody who's always wanted to be an actor, filmmaker. You know, YouTube sort of came into it a little bit, photography as well. But it's sort of like, it's so easy to sort of fall in that trap of the comfortable. Now, there's obviously nothing wrong with it. If you find another love in your life, another sort of passion in your life, in a career that you never even thought that you would do. I enjoyed being an event manager. I enjoyed being a publican. I like the social gathering of it. I like the people that I've met. But do you know what? Some of the worst professional moments in my life have come from those decisions. I've been stressing about making somebody else's business happy. I've been stressing about sort of, you know, a bad decision that I made that affected somebody else who would be angry at me. And it was sort of like, it got me down for a while, and I made some bad decisions along the way. But to have the inspiration, to have to inspire to be your own CEO, to be your own boss. Now, what I do at the moment, I'm probably nowhere near in the financial freedom that I had when I was an event manager or when I was a publican. You know, I did have the money to go on holiday a little bit more often. I used to sort of work to travel. One of the things, definitely throughout my 20s, I would sit there and go, how much is a ticket to Portugal? And I would work so I can buy that ticket to Portugal and travel and enjoy myself. And yeah, all right, at the moment, I've probably got a little bit more expenses that I've got to pay. I've got a small family that I've got to look after now, and I've got bigger bills that I've got to look after, and debts, and all these wonderful things that I racked up when I was in my 20s. But I'm definitely happier. I'm definitely happier because I made this decision after COVID. When COVID sort of stopped, or sort of like the world reopened, I had the opportunity to go back to the normal job, to go back to the sort of like working for somebody else and make their business thrive. But I decided I didn't want to do that. I decided I was going to struggle it out, and it has been an uphill ride. Like, I have struggled at times. I've wondered, is it actually worth me doing this? And as a creator, again, I can't speak for many other industries out there, it can be a very, very lonely sort of job as well. And I don't regret a thing. I don't. It is very sort of easy to sit there and go, cool, having a decent paycheck, having a decent job in a career that you weren't necessarily sort of studying for, but to have the opportunity to do what you love and call it your job. I think if you have the opportunity to do that, you should definitely give it a go, because what's the worst that can happen? So I'm going to leave it there. I'm a little bit done for today. I don't think I can get anything better than what I've got already. So I'm going to make my way home. But I do want to leave you with this sort of like that one little thought. That one little thought of like, if you do want to do something new, something different, there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing stopping you apart from the unknown. And there's never a bad time to start something new. Even if it's a hobby, even if it's something you can sort of like start in between jobs, on your days off, and see where that leads you. And of course, if you believe Instagram, and in this world that we now live in, where, you know, a side hustle can come to a situation where you can quit your day job and earn thousands upon thousands, then give it a go. At the end of the road, if it's not right for you, you can just walk away, and it's okay. You can continue with what you're doing as long as you are happy within yourself. But if you've always got that niggling thing in the back of your head, it's that, like, if I didn't try, then how would I know? Because people who fail or who don't fail are people who didn't start. And that's the thing. Like, you need to know if you can fly, but you need to jump. You need to give it a go. You need to give it at least something. But I'm rambling now because I've sort of lost my own train of thought because I can't feel my fingers as well. But guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, because it helps. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you like the photographs, let me know in the comments. And until next time, I will see you next video. See you later. Bye.